Hi, my name is Peter Evans and I'm an attorney in Portland, Oregon. One of the things I want to talk to you about today is preparing for your Social Security disability hearing. It is my opinion that it is quintessential or very important that you are represented by an experienced attorney before walking into court. However, we have met many folks over the years that said, no, I think I just want to go at it alone. So what I'd like to do is sort of talk to those folks, but also talk to folks who are represented. That way you know what to expect, and your attorney, if they may not have the experience, you can talk to them about what to expect. Now, the very first thing you should look at is the notice of hearing. That's going to be sent to you at least 75 days in advance of your hearing. It's usually about 22 to 25 pages long. It is extremely important that you read through it. The first thing it's going to do, it's going to outline the time, the date, and the location of where you need to be. And I would encourage you to call that hearings office well in advance of that hearing date. And when I say well in advance, I would say at least 30 to 60 days before the hearing. And the reason you want to do that is because you want to get access to your file. And how you get access to your file from the Social Security office when you're not represented is that they will put your entire Social Security file onto a CD-ROM. That way you can put it into a computer, open it up, and see exactly what Social Security has for you and what they've been using to make their decision along this process. The other really important part of the notice of hearing is that in that letter, that 25-page notice, it's going to outline what are the issues that the judge is going to decide in that case. And it will literally say, we're going to decide whether you can work or not. And it may give some key dates as far as we need to prove disability prior to December 31st, 2017, which is your date last insured. So we're going to have another video that talks about date last insured, but for today, just know that it's really important to read those that notice of hearing so you understand what dates are involved, what are the issues in the case. The other part that you want to look at as part of the notice of hearing is the exhibit list. And part of the exhibit list, it outlines what they have. Now, it doesn't show you page by page the documents themselves, but it just gives you the title of the documents. The most important part of the exhibit list is what Social Security calls the F section. And in the F section, that's the medical records that they have received. It will show you the provider, your doctor's name or your hospital provider, and then the date range of those medical records and the page number. And it's really important that you know the date range. So had you gone to a Providence or a Peace Health or a University of Washington hospital, it's going to be really important to know that they only have the records up to maybe October 15th, 2017. And had you gone there numerous times after, it will be your responsibility, not Social Security's, but your responsibility to go order those medical records. The second part of really preparing yourself for your Social Security hearing is ordering those missing medical records. Your case has been pending at the hearing office or the Social Security hearing office for about a year, maybe a year and a half, depending on where you live. And that's a year to a year and a half of missing medical records that the judge does not have. So it's going to be very important that you go to all your providers, you order all your medical records, and you make sure you turn them in at least 5 business days before the hearing. That way the judge gets an opportunity to read them. The next thing you're going to want to do is going to read your file, read your medical records. Your doctors are saying very important things about what's going on with you both physically and or mentally. They're talking about your conditions, your diagnoses, and how it affects your overall impairments or maybe even your ability to work. And that's going to be a very important factor for the judge. Your judge is supposed to be reading all your medical records. And most Social Security judges do read all your medical records. And so it's going to be important that you and the judge are on the same page. Fortunately, I've been a part of probably thousands of hearings at this point in my career. And in many of the judges, they'll say, Mr. Evans, on 2F page 47, do you see this chart note? And they'll have very specific questions about your medical records. So you need to be prepared. If you're going to walk into a hearing by yourself, you need to be prepared to be able to answer those questions for the judge. If you have an experienced attorney who's helping you, one of the things that we will do, or that they should be doing, is that they will pre-read your file and pre-read all your medical records and try to find what the judge may ask based off of their experience and your medical records, so they can help prepare you. Because I know it can be daunting, the idea of reading all your medical records. Believe me, I've come into files and there are 4,000 to 5,000, 6,000 pages of medical records, and it can be a bit overwhelming. I would encourage you to hire an experienced attorney, but also to make sure all your medical records are in the file.